Welcome to Shepherd's Garage. On this episode, can we fix this rusty frame with another frame that I found in the woods? Alright, here's a 75 Dodge truck that we're working on. This belongs to a good friend of mine. The original plan with this was that we were pulling that engine out and we're gonna scrap this. We're gonna pull the parts off it and then scrap it after, but it ended up being not really that bad other than the frame in this spot, but it split totally to the top there and the bottom's rusted right off. But another guy I knew had a frame just like it sitting in the woods, so we went and cut out a piece to fit in, and I think we can get it fixed and back on the road. Here's the plan with this thing. We got this piece cut out, and when I cut it where there's factory holes on the frame on either side, so that then when I cut this one, I can cut in the same spots, and then we won't have a problem with getting the length right and stuff. I already got the rivets cut out of all the cross members. I just gotta cut it now, so we'll do that. I got it all marked out. The plan's to cut those holes perfectly in half, so I'll have to cut a little bit on the left side of that line, and this one up a little bit on the right, and then if the holes are cut right in half and we know that it's gonna be straight, I have the front supported and leveled best I can. I'm not really sure what the back's gonna do when I cut it, but we're gonna find out. There's our old piece. There's nothing left of it at all. Completely cracked up the side. It was even plated once before, but that rusted out too. Our new piece down here, not sure that it's much of an upgrade, but at least there's not holes in it. Still pretty, a little rusty, but guess I'll see if I can get it in place and hopefully we cut right. Alright, hopefully this piece fits. Alright, I gotta open up this spring hurt. Something. Maybe vice grip. That's better. Okay, at the front, I can't get them to sit flat together, and I think it's because of this corner up here. So I'm going to grind that off before I clamp it in place. Okay, it's ground off. See if it'll fit nicer now. got is the flux core welder. I have to get gas for my MIG welder, so I'm just gonna tack it today. Well, that's tacked pretty solid. Flux core welds are awful. I gotta get my MIG welder going. I guess we'll move on to, I'll get this clamped in place. I got it clamped in place. The bottom's touching and the top's a little bit spread, so I'm gonna tack the bottom. And then whether I jack up the back of the frame or put some weight in front on this piece, and then it'll close that gap. Okay, let's see if yeah, I'm gonna put some weight on that to close it, so that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll just weld it. Add some more, strengthen it up. Now that that's all tacked in, I'm gonna wanna make some pieces to plate it. And I'm gonna use chunks out of the old frame we got. Might as well save money instead of buying steel. Here's the engine that we took out of this truck. It didn't quite look like this when we took it out, but you'll see this eventually on a video going in a different truck. But the plan here, I guess, I'm gonna, because this back section kind of goes up, so I'm gonna use the piece out of this that has that angle on it, and I'll cut it in 2 spots and then split it down the center so that I can fit them inside the frame rail, and then I'll weld it in like that. Yeah, I'm gonna start cutting her. I'm just gonna eyeball it, I guess. I just need like probably a good 6 inches. But it'll fit inside. Those are cut now. I had to take some out of the center so that they'd fit between the frame. I trimmed the edges so they wouldn't overhang. I can't really weld these yet because I want to use the MIG welder, but I don't have any gas, so we will, I'll cut the front pieces out and might have to wait until the next video to finish welding it in. but the front piece is just straight, so that should be easy. I'm sure there's a straight spot in this somewhere. Can cut out. This one spot here is kind of straight, so I'm gonna cut that out. It'll be the same as the back one. I just got to cut it down the center and trim it a little bit so that it'll fit in between the rails. So those pieces are kind of sitting in there right now. I got to cut, there's like an old bracket on the frame that I got to cut off, and then that one, the bottom one will sit flush. And the top one has to go under this mount or this cross member, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll have to probably cut that last rivet off so that I can fit it under there, and then drill new holes, bolt the cross members back on. I will end up plating the outside too, whether I use more of that scrap steel or buy some plates. I'll plate the outside of it, and then it'll make it a lot more strong. So we got that piece welded in or tacked in for now. It turned out pretty good for using junk steel that I found. It'll save this truck from going to the junkyards. On an upcoming video, you'll see me weld it up fully. I just gotta get MIG gas and then I can do that. And I'll plate the outside too. And then it's one step closer to being back on the road.